Okay, another cancer update, I guess, of sorts. Okay, Gideon. Not so much with me, but as I mentioned, I think in a previous update video that I think I put in there, my mom was going through knee surgery and my dad wasn't eating and we're trying to figure out what was wrong with him. So there was a lot of stuff going on. We finally got him in for a CAT scan. And Gideon. So they found some masses in the what looks like, cancerous masses in his pancreas, his liver, and his lung. I believe it was lung or stomach. I think lung. So then they sent him home, and they're like, okay, well, he'll come see the cancer doctor in a week from then, which was this past Monday. He went and saw the cancer team and they talked to him and they're like, okay, we got to get a port put in. And then, okay, don't rub on the microphone. And then you'll start cancer treatment next week. So now it's, we haven't got a date yet when he's going to start his chemo, but we go and talk to the cancer team again on Monday. He already got his port in. He got that in yesterday. Okay, get in. So the pancreatic cancer, they weren't sure when they first did the CAT scan, where it started from. And then they had to do a biopsy. And then I think they figured it did start from the pancreas and then spread. So that was the worst case scenario because pancreatic cancer, that was the food dish, will get you really quick. Without treatment, they said probably 3 months. With treatment, 8 months to a year. When we talked to the cancer team the other day, they said maybe he'd get a year, but I don't think that. My mom, anyone that's around him, I think, geez, maybe a few weeks to a month or so, because he's not eating. He's not eating anything. The only nutrition we can get into him is maybe drinking an Ensure, and even then he'll only take like a sip or so. So I've been having my mom try, just try to at least. The doctor wanted him to drink like 3 bottles a day. Was getting him to do about a bottle a day these last few days, just doing like a sip an hour. But he just doesn't want anything. And then once he starts his chemo, that's most likely gonna make his appetite even worse, which he has no appetite. So yeah, they're saying he could get a year, with this cancer, but without eating, it's not going to be the cancer that ends up killing him. It's going to be the fact that he doesn't eat anything. It's going to be starving to death. He's already lost so much weight. I think 40 pounds in the last 6 months. So we'll see where it goes from here. Luckily, we're both not going through this at the same time. I got diagnosed with my cancer just over a year ago, went through all my treatment, doing better now, to where I can help out my mom a bit. Like I had to take him to the hospital yesterday to get that port in, and it was tough because I can't lift very much and he really can't walk. So I had to help him, out of her house, got to go downstairs to get off the deck. That was hard, by the time I was done. Even today, just being over there, he goes to the bathroom, he comes out, he can't get his pants up. I got to help him with that. Just little things like that, starts hurting my back. And so we're looking at, I don't know how much longer we can handle this. She's not able to help him that much. So, are we going to have hospice come to the house or put him in hospice? So I guess we talked to the cancer team on Monday, and I'll have to tell him, he's supposed to take like 12 pills a day. It's hard to get him to take the pills because he doesn't want to, he's been drinking water, but he takes a little bit, the pill and is almost throwing up after he takes the pill. So it's tough. So, and like I said, this came on so quick. We went to Florida, end of February into early March, and he drove on the way there, and he was fine. And it was while we were in Florida, all of a sudden his appetite started going down. And by the time we left to come home from Florida, I was like, I'm going to drive the whole way, because he just seemed off a little bit, and he wasn't eating. He'd have a few bites. His appetite wasn't gone as much as it is now, but it had started going. So we just assumed at that time, maybe he's just sick, the flu, something's going on. And then it continued on, and it's like, okay, there's something more. He was saying cancer. We're like, no, he doesn't have cancer. That wouldn't be it. But the whole time he was thinking, I probably have cancer, which I guess he was right. But besides just his, physical being going downhill, because he's not eating, like his mind is starting to go, because I don't think he knows where he's at so much, because he'll ask me like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going home now. He's like, well, where am I going? I'm like, you're staying here. And then before I was leaving, he's like, well, I need my 2 buckets. I'm like, what? I had 2 popcorn buckets. I put them by him. Like, even my mom was like, I don't get what he's talking about with these buckets. He's never had these buckets by him. But so I think it's just starting to deteriorate. I don't know how much, if chemo is going to help any of this. Obviously it's going to attack the cancer some, but I don't know if it's going to do anything to help with his mental state and his physical state. So that's where we're like, we're not sure how much longer he's going to have. Obviously without eating, there's no way he's going to make it a year. So, I mean, maybe it'll be, the chemo will do the opposite what it did to me, where I didn't lose all my appetite, but I lost a lot. Like, I stopped eating quite a bit. Maybe it'll help him get an appetite and he'll start eating some stuff. So that's where we're at right now. Me, like I said, feeling okay, but like I said, when I'm around here just by myself, I'm okay, because I sit down and sit in my recliner a lot. But man, as soon as I go over there and start trying to help, I realize how bad a shape I am, because I'm like out of breath and my back is hurting just from, helping him pull up his pants or lifting him out of his, the couch to stand up so I can help him. Like, that's why I was texting my brother and my son. I'm like, I don't know how much more I can do. Like, I'm at my limit. Like, at least when I helped him down the stairs yesterday, he could take steps, and I just kind of had to help him. Like, in a week or so, if he can't even take steps and he can't even I mean, I can't hold him and walk him down or carry him down the stairs. There's no way. So we'll have to see how things go. Talk to the cancer team on Monday, see what they think we should do. He's been using my walker to get around the house. He needs a wheelchair, so I need to look into that. If his insurance will cover it, or how much they are, where to get one. And so a lot of things going on. And then the fact that this all happened so quick, and like my mom was saying, most everything is in his name. Her name is on some of the stuff. So we're planning on like, okay, we need to go down to the Secretary of State with him and, get her name put on stuff, which he can't do that now. So, and like, she's like, we got 3 cars, a motorhome, a camper trailer, a pontoon boat that, she wants to get rid of and sell and all that stuff, which I was hoping was going to be in, good enough shape to be able to handle, because again, I don't know where any of that stuff, we'll have to figure out where all the titles and all that stuff is. And I don't know much about any of those, to where people come to buy them or whatever, to give them any information on them. So there's a whole lot going on that's just like, man, again, at least I'm in good enough shape that I can help out, to where if I was in the hospital like I was earlier in, last year, where I was in the hospital, 2 weeks out of almost every month, where I wouldn't be able to do much. So, but it sucks. Hopefully this is it, between me getting cancer, my dad getting cancer within the year, that, no other family members are getting it. But it's crazy. So that's where we're at right now. I'll do another video next week to give an update on, what they say, how the chemo goes, and yeah. So unfortunately, bad news. but, you know, that's life, I guess. So I will talk to you guys soon.